everyone. Oh, I guess I should have grabbed my tablet. Hang on just 1 second. Should have grabbed my tablet because I need to read your comments. I was like thinking, I don't need it. But actually, yes, I do. Okay. Let me get this out here. Tablet. Okay. Still. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's got the camera on. Hang on just 1 second. That is super odd. Go away. Come on. Come on. I don't need all this other stuff. I just need Facebook. This is my settings. Why are we in settings? There we go. Facebook. It should come up. Here we are. All right. So today is our last live in the public group. It's also our last live in the whatchamacallit, in the public group as well. So trying to figure out where do I want to put my camera. Probably right here. Not camera, tablet. This way I can actually read them. Okay, so you guys might have seen my post from Joann's where I told you Joann's was having a really good sale for all of their items that are like 30% off, not 30% off, like buy one roll of ribbon, get 3 rolls of ribbon free. All the rest of their Christmas decor and some of their crafts depends on what you buy. Like they had these, which are pipe cleaners, and it's $300 in a pack. But look at these colors, and then look at the odds of me picking out coordinating pipe cleaners with our sign for today. So I just kind of feel like God knew that I would need a coordinating set of pipe cleaners. He was funny like that. Because normally I don't have all these other shades of blue. I might have white, silver, and the dark blue. Maybe the baby blue, but this in-between shade is definitely different. So we are using, this is an 8-inch round. It's a Hallelujah sign. It's from 3 Birds Nest. She's on Etsy. She's also one of our vendors. So you can make sure that if you're adding signs, to pick from one of the people that have our deep discounts so that you guys can really save a little bit of money on your supplies. So we're doing the 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I just lined up my pipe cleaners in a random pattern. There's like 5 different colors in that packet, and then there's obviously 18 spots on our 14-inch dollar wreath frame. So what I decided to do is, because the sign is such a light blue, I decided to put this on a white and silver metallic fabric mesh. This is from Craft Outlet, and we're just going to ruffle. So I'm going to put ruffles in the entire thing. Remember, with fabric mesh, you can't use the wood burning tool on it. So I'm just going to put these in, and then I'm going to remove the inside ones. I haven't wholeheartedly committed 100% to the design, but I'll figure it out as I go. I always bring out more than I need to. So there's the first one. And let's get rid of the other 17 more. So hi Gail. Hi Linda. Hi Deb. Hi Rita. It's just me today. Steve comes back tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. He's been visiting with our youngest in Oklahoma. Just taking her Christmas shopping because she won't be able to be home for Christmas. So one of us has to stay and the other needs to go because it was kind of like a last minute impromptu trip. So we just have a lot of stuff coming in that's being delivered to our house because this is where we're celebrating Christmas this year, is our home. So we have a lot of people shipping their gifts here. So, and sadly, it's not one of the safest places to just leave your products sitting out on the porch. So there's that. So we'll see how well this design comes out. I decided to do one last winter because my other winter, the Cardinals, is gone. So I don't really have anything winter based in my shop. So I thought this would be a nice touch, closing out the year with an emphasis on everything that God's done. Which has been amazing. Make sure that stays there. Okay. So I'm going to always take the ones on the inside, the inner ones, and I'm going to pull these and tuck them as I'm going around because it makes my pipe cleaners lay nicer. So the ones on the inside need to basically just be in between fillers. That's what they're there for. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tanya. This is a fabric mesh from Craft Outlet. So literally that's what it's called. Fabric metallic mesh. Super pretty. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of fabric mesh just because it's super soft. This feels really downy and cottony soft, which is kind of the look I'm going for. Let's take this, tuck those behind. I'm kind of prepping my space for my other mesh. So let's do uppy downs. Technical term. Uppy downs. It is really super pretty. So I have a tendency when I look at my design to think all aspects of the design, meaning not only how does it look, but how would it feel? What kind of emotion do I want this to come across with? And so it's winter, so I want it kind of frosty and cold. So that, you know, means pick your whites, silvers, blues. Kind of cold, chilly. So these pieces are all cut to 20-inch pieces using a rotary cutter. So this has a tendency of fraying. But that's why I'm trying to take the ends, the cut edges, and put those towards the middle so they're not played with very much. And then we're going to take this one since it's an internal, and I'm going to make sure that that lays like the one that we have on top sits on top of the other one. I so hope you guys are looking forward to the break in your crafting, your busyness, everything that you've been working so hard at. You all deserve time off to enjoy your time with your family, but give yourself a creative break. You know, sometimes we're thinking all throughout the year, what are we making? How's this going to look? What should we make? What design should it start to feel like? So I think we need those breaks. Otherwise, things just all start to run together. That's when I break out my design book. So even while I'm on vacation, if I think of something, I'll just start jotting down ideas. Ooh, that might be a pretty one. That would be nice to do a wreath like this. Okay, there's another one of our outside ones. So I'm always taking the ends too and flipping my ends to the middle, flip them under, like so. Oh, why does this? That is odd. It's just like stuck there. There we go. That's the difference with the fabric mesh though, is that it does get overly clingy. So I'm just trying to create a platform for all the tails that'll go on here. Rita says, sad time for our families. My husband's brother is battling leukemia. He's not doing well. Okay, let me get to the thing. Prayers are much needed and appreciated. Oh, Rita, I'm so sorry. I know we lost one of our dear friends. It'll be 2 years, New Year's Day, that we lost her, and she was a 5-time cancer fighter. It's just hard on families because those become the things you remember. So I will definitely be praying for him. Definitely leukemia, not fun. Cancer in any way, shape, or form. What an ugly thing from the pit of hell. That's the only thing that I can say about cancer. Comes right from the pit of hell. Designed to just, it's the definition of what Satan is and what he does. He's a thief who comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if cancer doesn't do that, if cancer doesn't define evil, I don't know what does. I pray, though, that you guys will be able to just take this Christmas and you'll be able to make some really precious, beautiful memories. Let's tuck this up and under. Then we can open the other one. Up and down. Judy says, hi Steve, I hope you're enjoying time with your daughter. They are. They actually went to go visit. Steve has some cousins that live in Oklahoma, and they live out on a 70-acre ranch. So they went out today to visit them. So it's kind of nice visiting family from far away. So they went out and looked at their property, looked at their horses, introduced Kaylee to a new side of the family that she didn't know. And they want us to come out there in the spring. This gorgeous property. Steve's trying to convince me that we should move to Oklahoma. I'm like, no. My dream's in the mountains. Very much mountain girl. Even though I've never lived in the mountains. Okay, remember this is the middle, so we're going to tuck it down below the one to the side. Just like that. And then we can open the ones here. The silver's kind of hard to see. it matches that silver thread, which would have been a really nice thing to do. If you really wanted to camouflage your pipe cleaners, we could have just done white and silver. And you would have not really been able to see those too much. So I'm going to grab this one. So I'm laying everything down on top. And we'll do the same thing. We're going to pull it up and over, and then up and down. The only reason I do up and down is because when I get ready to put the ribbon tails in, it just goes in nicer if your pipe cleaners are up and down instead of left to right. So back here. And then I'm not going to worry so much about this one because I'm going to try to get the middle one in first. And then I can lay the others right on top. You can see how clingy it is, because if I get it to where it's laying on top of the other fabric mesh, it just really, really sticks. And this one comes off and in, and we'll go under. We will find our outside, up and down. So we've got these two other ones to squeeze in. It almost seems like there's just too many pipe cleaners, but nope. We're finishing up with the finals. So again, right on the top, you can already see how full that is. Now keep in mind that I put this on a dark mat to prove a point that this fabric mesh really does a great job in coverage, because you can't really see the dark down in through the white mesh, except for the hole in the middle. Hi, babe. Yes, Rita, these are cut to 20-inch pieces. So here's my last and final piece. You can see like what happens because it's not cut with the wood burning tool, and that's okay, because you don't want to cut this because it's got all that cotton fiber in there. But we got to get that last little piece in there. And let me make sure these are out of the way. I hate twisting my pipe cleaner only to have those little threads in the way. Okay. Oop, here's another one here. Almost didn't see this one. Let me make sure my inside piece. Make sure these are open and open. There we go. Super pretty, super full, super soft. It feels cottony soft. So now I'm going to put in our ribbon tails, which has so many different options because this goes from that a nice royal blue into a really soft faded blue. So I have these all here. So for the 2.5-inch piece, we find them where they separate. We're going to do a gray with white and glitter light blueberries. And then we're also doing this white with different color blue trees. They're pine trees, but I don't want it to really feel Christmassy. But I also didn't want to go with like, you know, let's just pop blue on there. I wanted to keep it soft. So these are cut to 14-inch pieces. And let's do the 1.5 inches right on top of that, so we can just work one pipe cleaner at a time. Let me figure out what I had where. Let's see. I think these ones went there. These went here. Yes. Okay. So we're also using 1.5 inches. This is blue with like a swirl pattern. Now the blue came from, let's see. So the Christmas trees are from Joann's. The gray, so both 2.5 inches are both from Joann's. The blue swirl pattern is from Shinoda. And then this white, it's kind of like an ombre. It starts really sheer and then goes thicker. This is from Joann's as well. So tails are cut to 14-inch pieces. And the half bows are cut to 18-inch pieces. So I'm just going to go put those in, give it my couple twists, snip it off, and then I'll build the outside. So remember, you always take that, put it around the back of the loop, then open, right side, one of your loops, and then that will pop that blue through the rest of this design. Just make sure you put your fingers under the 2.5 and get it to pop up and out. There we go. Just like that. Then we're going to take the gray with the blue. We're going to just go here, and then we're going to put that ombre color on top. So this is what I'm talking about. Pop the underside of your 2.5. You like want it to bubble up and out. And then the ombre, we're going to do the same thing. 2 inches in. Okay. There's that. Open. Right side the other. Pop that back up. And then it just depends on whatever color you want to see on the outside. I think I'm trending towards the white with the blue. So I'm going to have that lay predominantly on top of the other one. You always get one that will lay somewhat on top of the other. Let's do this way. There we go. So here's the thing about the Joann's pipe cleaners. They are not as thick as the Hobby Lobby or ones I get at Shinoda. They're a little bit thinner on the tinsel. Okay, snip. Go right behind. Open. Right side. Get this one up too. Okay. What do you guys think of the color combinations? Let's see. Yes, Rita, this is going to be a winter wreath. And then at 6 in the public group, we're going to do a Victorian Valentine's Day. I wanted to use all the frosty blues in this one, icy blue. That's what winter reminds me of. Okay, I really need to just retire these wire cutters for the last 3 years to the trash. They're fighting ever so hard to still stay sharp. For those of you guys that are in the Secret Santa, please, 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 I cannot stress enough that if you have not mailed out your Secret Santa items, that you please do so by tomorrow at the latest. Otherwise, there's no guarantee that somebody on your end is waiting on a gift. And I've had it happen once. Just once, where someone did not receive something. And that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping everybody sends out their gifts. Okay. So we chose to put this on top of our other blue. Okay. Trying to get this one to go in. It's been super cold here. Super cold. Let me quantify what that means. It just means it's like not quite into the 50s, and then our nights are getting down into the 20s. So it's cold. I'm excited because Steve will come back tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're doing the night in Bethlehem. So I'll try to do videos and post those when we go out and do that. It just depends on lighting, because sometimes the lighting could be like, meh. So that's taking place at our church. I love it. I've gone once before, so they're doing it again. So it's kind of like a way to journey back. I had another color ribbon. Who posted that? I think it was I wish I had another color ribbon to go to 3. Hopefully you have one that will go with it. Can't wait to see. Oh, well, you make with the set. That's Deb and Rita talking. It should be fun tomorrow, Steve. It's going to be cold, though. I even pulled up the weather down there. And I was like, oh, it's probably going to be like in the 60s. But it's not. It's going to be in the 50s. 50s at night. And that's another thing I need to do. I need to list my last 2 wreaths. I haven't listed this one yet. And normally I'm done. It's amazing how you rely on one person to help. Not like on the design process, but just the stuff that, you know, you're doing or someone else is taking care of while you're doing the other stuff. Whether it's running errands, grabbing lunch, taking care of the day-to-day stuff around the house. When that person's gone, You feel it all. Pops. I love this gray. I love the gray with the blue. Who said they would give anything? Simone. Why? What do you have, Simone? What's your weather temperature there? I know, Steve, right? The good thing is, by the time you come back, the only things left to wrap are what little things are still filtering in. Plus, you can wrap all the gifts that you got for me. It's so nice to have been able to have him not be here so that I can just randomly pull stuff out. Just let it sit here so I'm not having to try to wrap in stealth mode. Let's flip this one over here. Couple more. 1, 2. It's funny, I had so many colors for this, and I was trying to go with patterned ribbon as much as possible, just because it just looks better rather than have like light blue glitter, medium colored blue glitter, a darker blue glitter. So I was looking for stuff that had swirls on it that didn't necessarily feel Christmassy, but made it feel more wintry. And then don't forget, the 12th day of Christmas giveaway is going to be during the 6 o'clock live. So make sure you guys come back and be part of the last 12 days of Christmas giveaway. That one's a pretty big giveaway. Okay, in. Pop. Still need to wrangle and see how many stars we were able to raise too. Need to find that information out before 6, which is super simple. I just need to go do it. My poor brother called. He's like, I can't get my Etsy shop to populate over. I need to edit some stuff. I don't know how to do it. He's funny. I was like, well, the nice thing is you learn by doing rather than have me just show you how. I will talk you through it. This way you'll remember how to do it. Here's our last one with the light blue. Pulled out so many different types of embellishments. I have berries, I have balls, I have little greenery picks. So we'll see which one creates the best look. There we go. Need to make that one. Last one. This one you could take, you could do scatters and fillers on the ends of your pipe cleaners if you wanted. You could, you can make 2 bows and do, because the sign's only 8 inches, you could do a bow at the top and a bow at the bottom. Just make them a little bit smaller, not quite as big. So every time I kept going out to the garage looking for something, because I would see it in my mind and I'd be like, oh, I need to go find that. Like I was like, I know I have these really pretty silvery blue berries. I'm just not sure where they are. So I had to go find those. Okay, let's get this one under this. Pull some of those back a bit. This one's kind of way back there. Let's pull this forward. Tuck that back. There we go. Now we can see them all. Okay, so that's our wreath base before we add our sign. So we're gonna build the bow. Bow's next. So get rid of all the frays. There's not that much. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much it. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go gray because the whole base is white. So I think I'm gonna go that color palette. Then we also have the blues and that ombre. This needs to be the last because I literally only have enough to probably do the outside edge. So I am going to probably do it like this. And then we're going to pop the darker blue in. And the darker blue is just, it's just around the edge of this part of the sign. So I wanted, and it's also the color of the lettering. So let's put those aside. Gonna do the same bow formula. So let's dovetail the ends first. Wired edges together. You're gonna cut from the fold down to the wired point. And we're gonna go to 10 inches in. And we're going to twist. And then our loop size is going to be 5.5 inches. There's 5.5. And let's do 5.5. Let's go back out. There's that one. And then out to our 10 inches. Put a dovetail back on that. This one's pretty much almost gone. It was already open when I started doing it. So, I don't know if there's even going to be enough for next year. This might be enough to create maybe a trio. Like if I did 2.5 inch mesh, like 3 different ones, there might be enough. Same thing here. This is that slippy ribbon. So you see me like hold it at the top because I don't want it to slip as I'm cutting it. And it kind of did right there. So let's trim that better. There we go. Can't have a ragged V. And this is going to be 9.5 inches in. We're going to twist. We're going to flip this around. And we're going for a 5-inch loop, which is 1/2 inch down. Bring it in. 1/2 inch in. Good. Bring it in. And then remember, it's 9.5 inches for the tail length. So this was hard to try to match up things that didn't have Christmas on it. So like snow-covered trees. That's one tree. Okay, now we're gonna do our white, right? Yes. We're doing the lighter blue. I'm reading you guys' comments, your Christmas traditions. So nice. Okay, this one's 9-inch tail, 4.5 inch loop. Let's make sure that's 4.5 inches. Yep. 4.5. I love this ribbon, it's so pretty. Let's measure. Nope, need a little bit more. A little bit more. And then out to 9. This week I'll be packing up all my Christmas and winter. We'll be switching out the ribbon racks. I was having fun last night using a lot of the 50-yard rolls from Costco or Sam's that I've had for a while to really make some of the Christmas presents look really pretty. I like pretty presents. No, you can't come here. Here comes Boba. Look. Boba, you gotta get down. Are you looking for your treats? Is that why you're here? Yep. Let's go on it. His little cookies. So we're gonna go 8.5 and then 4.5. Now remember, because we already have the bottom one measured, all we have to do is just even them up. So there's 4.5. There's 4.5 and 8.5. The dark blue is from Craft Outlet, and then the white with the snowflake pattern is Joann's as well. Matter of fact, this is the 1.5-inch ribbon I use on my white angel tree toppers. So Joann's has been carrying this for a while. I don't know if they came out with this again this year. Maybe. So this is going to be 8 inches. And then this is going to be 4-inch loop. Let's measure that. There we go. Up and around. 4 inches, which is about 3 snowflakes, I think. 2.5. And then 8. That one looks really hideous. Let's fix that. There we go. All that slippery ribbon. The stuff that's like on a polyester, or like it's like a fake satin. It just slides rather than cuts. And then the last. This will be the last one of this. So we should have enough. So let's see. So we're going to go 7.5. We're going to go 3.5 inches. 3.5. Get that one to come off because I'm dragging the spool holder with me. 3.5. That's 4. And then 7.5. It comes out to right about here. Okay, that's all I have left of that last little bit. Okay, now let us put a pipe cleaner on this. Hey, these were the beads I was looking for earlier. I need to grab the ones out of the packet. Let's do light blue. Oh, go in. Okay, we are going to make it a small U. Flip this up. Put our pipe cleaner inside. Really, any of the colors would have worked. Okay. Let's get our board out. I always prefer to put this to where the hook faces the left. So it's just easier for me to get that on. There we go. Okay, so now it's just separate. So loop and tail, loop and tail. There we go. Tail and loop. And then here's loop and tail. So they're staggered. You can totally tell how thin the material is on the ribbon. Okay, now we're going to separate these. We're going to separate these. Then we're going to do our blue. Then our blue. Then the white. White. And then this goes here. And this goes here. Now let's make that look a little bit better. So let's start opening up our ribbons. I like the dark blue in the center. And we're going to pull the softer blue to the outside. So this one. Okay. And then we're going to open the bottoms. Here's our white. Here's our white. Here is our gray. the really pretty arcs back in the ribbon. So they just will follow the line around the wreath. That one. And these will do more when they're on the actual. I don't know who's calling. I think my car's warranty has expired. Oh, hold on a sec, Steve. Sorry about that. I saw Steve. He's like, hold on. Sorry. Got that. So you guys were smart enough to let me know. So this is all I did is separate all my colors. There we go. It moved it. And that's what's funny is because I kind of take my phone and push it way off to the side, because that's the sensitivity on the Mevo, is that if you bump it the wrong way, you could zoom out. So we're all back. Okay, so there is the bow, and it looks like it's frozen. It's weird. It's frozen on Facebook, but not, let me see. Oh yeah, it's weird. Like even on my iPad, it's freezing. I'm seeing your comments. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this on and push this to the side. There's that. Yeah, it's still freezing. Is it freezing on your guys' side? Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Okay, yeah, it's just popping. So look at how pretty that sign is. So we're gonna put it kind of down at the bottom. Still freezing on my end. I'm gonna probably put this up here in this column. I don't wanna block the angel. Kind of looking at where do I wanna see that lay. I'm kind of liking that look right there. So let's go ahead and put the holes in the sign. I'm going to go left and right for this one. So let us put our wires in. I don't know why this is doing that. Hang on. Oh my word, seriously? There we go. Let's pop that one. There we go. I don't know. It shows it that it's freezing. So, we are going to do the holes to the left and the right. So I'm going to go right on the edge and right on the edge here. I'm going to pop a hole in here and try to keep it even. Remember, we build from the back. And then I do the other side. And I'm just using 22 gauge floral wire. There's that one. Popping right in here. And you guys know Facebook's up to new tricks now. So if things get glitchy, it's because Facebook is reformatting the business pages. So don't be surprised if tomorrow or sometime this week we get a new look to our business pages, because that would just be Facebook. I'm going to put this down here. So I want to make sure that, look, there's my inside. I'm going to go ahead and put my sign right here on this side, because I have my internal frame. But I need to make sure I'm getting one high and one low. So I'm going to pull these back. I'm going to push this down to the depth that I want my sign to be. That's funny. It says video interrupted. Can you guys give me thumbs up or hearts if you guys are able to see on your end? That's funny. Now it says back on. Honestly, Facebook, if you would just keep things the same, you would have a lot more happier people in the world. Oop. Okay, I don't want it to go too far down. Okay, you guys can. It's funny though, my tablet is stuck. It's like stuck in a frozen position. Get it? Frozen, as in the fact that we're doing a winter theme. Let me pull this up. So I don't want it to go too deep. So I might have to come back in and loosen that up, because it looks like it's a little too far down. So somebody had asked the question, what happens? How do you get your sign to sit where you want it to sit? You just have to figure out what height you want to bring it up to. So like I'm good with that. And then you twist your pipe cleaner or your floral wire at that height. Okay. I gotta go back over and readjust this side. We'll lift it up to where you want it to come. So I pull up as I'm twisting my floral wire down. So right there. So it brings it up, and then your floral wire and your deco mesh below that is going to keep it elevated at the depth in which you want it to be. And then of course we want to frame it just a little bit. See, this is all the stuff that gets bunched up. Just like so. Just like so. Move that over. And then we will grab this bow, find the pipe cleaner, place this over here. This is where you want everything on your bow side tucked down and under. Why? Because your bow needs a flat area in which to sit. So that's my bow home. It's right there. I miss my thicker pipe cleaners, because these trying to go through fabric mesh, it's a little bit of a nightmare. Okay. I'm having to read comments off of my Mevo camera. Okay. So remember, when you're tightening your bow, don't collapse it. Just bring it down to where you feel just a slight resistance. You can bring all those down. Pull everything through. It always looks nice on this side. And then you got to go readjust on this side. The side. So we always want to make sure everything's under, everything's up. because sometimes our loops get a little flat. Remember, these are supposed to be just under, so you don't want everything to look flat. Let's give this a slight tug, just this way. There we go. That way we can actually see the angel on there. Okay, now, some picks. Let me fix these. These always get messed up. All right. What does Cat have? So I have these super beautiful blueberries, not as in fruit. I have these ones that are a blue and silver, which I like these much more. There is a little bit of the silver. Let's see what else. And I do have more. I'm just trying to go beyond the camera. See, there's more of these. So I think we need to put some of these in and around. And then I also have these picks. So we can kind of put these like in here. Let me move these for now. I have 3 of them. So I'm thinking there. These are from Hobby Lobby, by the way. And I'm just kind of playing with the placement before I cut them off, because I like the fact that you can incorporate some of these like that. It looks so festive and so pretty and icy and frozen. I'm liking the way that looks. And then we will pop some of the berries in and around this as well. So, not feeling the darker ones, although they're really pretty. Let us go ahead and snip these off. So these, when Hobby Lobby had them, were about $3 each, already pre-built. But remember, if you wait and get them at 50% off, then you save a lot. That's done. That's done. This is finished. Okay. See how my computer is frozen. It's frozen. And then we're going to put glue on the end of our stem. I'm going to slide this right in, right under. I like the fact that it has just a little bit of silver in there. Look at like that. Let's get rid of the thread. We'll do the same up here. I pulled that one off. Really pulled the whole thing off. See, Hobby Lobby, this is why you need to stop with where you place your stems. So, where did we have this one? Oh, right here. Okay. Let's give this guy a little tag. Put him back in the stem. And we'll go ahead and trim this down. Oh, get off. Put more glue on our stem. Right up there at the top. So pretty. Okay, let's pull. Now remember how you work with your picks. You pull down. Everything pulls down. So I'm going to break some of these apart and create my own picks. So we're going to take the white with the blue with the silver. Gonna make a little trio and then twist them all the way down. Okay, now these we can place right underneath that iridescent ribbon that just kind of looks a little by itself. That's where I'm feeling it. So same thing, build a trio, mix them up. Just like right there. And then we'll also put one in the center of our bow. So these are gonna tuck right underneath our bow. Just like that. We'll do this one right here. Also, by gluing the edge of that bundle, it's going to help reinforce or keep the bundle together. Flip it around. I'm trying to fluff, prep, do all that fun stuff together. This one's already done, but not in the order I want. So these picks, also Hobby Lobby. I just don't know when at Hobby Lobby. Like, were these a couple of years ago? Glue. Also pull those. Let's get all of that off. Okay. I missed one. Wow, I went all the way up, completely missed one. So let's do blue. Then the silver. The white. So blue, silver, white, twist. Trim that down. Okay. I think for me, embellishing is probably the funnest part of the whole design. So I have one under there and one right here. So we need a silver and we need a white. Okay, we have one under the bow to do and one just above the bow, so I need another silver and another white. Okay, silver, white, blue, twist. I just twist the balls and hold the wire, because then that way I can get a really good twist. on those. This is going to go way up, way under. Trying to get it on the opposite side of the pipe cleaner. Otherwise, they get stuck. And then we'll put one right in the center. So blue, silver, and the white. Twist. Snip. Just like that. Yep. Hate when the tails won't stay open because the wire, actually it's the material between the wire that's so flimsy. Okay, so what do y'all think? Think we need to add anything else? Or do you guys like the way that turned out? I'll look at some of these other ones. And make a couple more little different bundles. So we could make some little bundles like that. Let me grab our blue, the silver, and the gray. Small bundle. Ooh, I'm trying to get them to sit. And I think one more right there. And I think that will finish the whole thing off. So light, dark, and the blue. So I have them in like a light gray, a dark gray, and the blue for the inside. So I'm thinking somewhere in here, like that. So there's a triangle, there's a triangle. So let's go ahead and attach this. So this is just gonna sit real nice and adhere right into my mesh, just in those little pockets. Right into that pocket. This one needs a little pocket. So let's see, can we make him a pocket? And he came apart. But we can fix him. It's just the gray one came untwisted. I'm thinking like right in here, like right there. Okay, so I had to remember where it's at. And of course, I need a glue stick. Okay, final one. Oop, I didn't want it to go too low. I want it to stay right there. So there is our winter Hallelujah wreath. I think that's what I have it labeled. So that's what the materials list will be under. It's also what the videos will be under. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I do the materials list, I date the tutorial. So let's say, for example, you don't know what the name might be, but you know it was like Friday, December 3rd, 2021. You could look up video tutorial, Friday, December 3rd, 2021. And you should be able to look that up. But that's only happened recently. I haven't done that, like, I'm doing it on a go forward basis. I didn't want to go back through 300 videos plus. Trying to get that to stay. I want it like right in between here. There we go. Okay, so let me spin it so you can see it. Make sure all my glue threads are off. Make sure those are put away. And that is our live for 2021. There's this one now in the books. So I thank you guys for watching. I thank you even more for the fact that you guys are part of my group, that we are such an amazing group. We've had no drama in this group ever. So in the last, this will be going on our 5th year. I love the fact that you guys are extraordinarily encouraging, that we don't have any issues whatsoever. Everybody's very cooperative. Everyone's extremely helpful. So I thank you for everything that you've done in 2021, and I look forward to our new designs and new challenges in 2022. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Don't forget to come back and join me at 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. Central Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do the Victorian Valentine's Day wreath and then do our final giveaway during that live. So I hope you guys will come back. If not, have a very Merry Christmas. I'll still be talking to you throughout, you know, the 2-week vacation. I'm not like in hiatus and non-responsive. So you guys can still randomly ask questions. I just won't be doing lives. So have a very Merry Christmas, and I will talk to you all in a little bit. Bye, everyone.